All right, let's dive into this pile of stuff about social media. Someone's looking to boost their online presence.
For sure. And it looks like some good stuff too.
Yeah, we've got this transcript from like a marketing guru, right? Tons of examples in there. And then this more straightforward guide seems like it's aimed at local businesses. But both are all about getting more reach, more followers on all the platforms: Facebook, X, Instagram, the whole shebang.
And you know what's interesting? They both kick things off with the same step. Before you even post anything, you gotta optimize your profiles.
But hold up, you're saying content isn't king right away.
Well, think of it like this, right? Your profile, that's your storefront, first impression. The marketing expert guy, he gives this example, a dental practice. They had some generic stock photo as their banner. Logo was tiny, and everything looked different depending on where you found them online.
Yikes, yeah. Not exactly screaming professional, are they?
Nope, you need that consistent branding. Profile pic, cover image, the bio,
Yeah.
even your username. It's
Yeah.
all got to work together.
And speaking of usernames, something I really liked was the advice about having one that's recognizable across all platforms.
Absolutely. It's like having your own personal brand. And this other point from the training, using the right keywords in your profile, just like you would for your website, right?
Ah, right. So when people are searching, you actually pop up in the results. Makes total sense.
Exactly. Think about the words someone would use to find a business like yours. Put those in your bio, description. Are you just a photographer or specifically portrait photographer? Those details matter.
Both of these sources really emphasize this idea, quality over quantity, when it comes to followers. I love that quote, leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders.
Very powerful stuff, right? And it totally applies to social media, too. You want to build a community, that sense of shared purpose, not just racking up a bunch of inactive followers.
Which reminds me, they both talk about how buying followers is a waste of time and could actually hurt you, right?
Oh, yeah. It's tempting to get that quick boost, but platforms like Instagram, Facebook, they're smart. Their algorithms can spot that fake stuff, might even hide your posts from real people if they think you're gaming the system. Better to grow organically.
So, all right, how do we get those quality followers the right way then? Both sources talk about high quality content, right? Stuff that actually brings value to your audience.
Definitely. The marketing guy suggests being upfront about what kind of content you'll be sharing. Educational, entertaining, even promotional. Set those expectations from the start. Attract the right people.
Transparency, good point. He also mentioned something about Facebook's algorithm. Hey, you got to be consistent with your posting. Not necessarily like a million times a day, but regularly.
And what's cool is the algorithm seems to care about interaction. It's not just about posting a product photo. Ask questions, do a poll, start discussions relevant to your field, get people talking.
Right, right. And I remember this tip about not sounding too salesy. Like, avoid phrases like, click here, or you might get penalized by the algorithm.
Yeah, engagement over hard selling. Treat your captions like little stories. Hook people, make them curious, leave them wanting more. And speaking of engagement, this guide for local businesses has some great stuff about promotions and contests. Really good for growing your following.
Ooh, now we're talking. Giveaways are always a hit, right? What kind of things are they suggesting?
So they talk about running contests where people enter by liking, sharing, or commenting on a post. But the key is the prize has got to be relevant to your audience. Could be a discount, free product, even a gift basket with local goodies if that fits your brand.
Yeah, totally. That way you're attracting people who are actually into what you offer, not just random entries.
Right. And then don't forget those special offers, limited time deals. The guide emphasizes those attention-grabbing phrases, create that sense of urgency, get people to act fast.
Finding that balance, providing value, but also encouraging action.
Interesting. What about just generally interacting with your audience, beyond the contests and stuff?
Both sources are on the same page there. Building relationships is huge. The local business guide talks about responding to comments and messages quickly. Don't be afraid to join conversations in your industry.
So it's not enough to just post and disappear, right? You got to be part of the community.
Exactly. They even suggest joining Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, whatever's relevant to your business. Connect with potential customers, establish yourself as an expert, and on Instagram, X, using local hashtags, tagging businesses or customers, that could really boost your visibility.
It's all about those local connections. Now, this guide also mentions paid ads, which can be a little scary for someone just starting out, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to break the bank. They point out that even a small budget to boost important posts, that can make a difference in reaching more people. And you can target specific demographics, interests, so the right people are seeing your message. So paid ads, they can be a good tool, but it sounds like you really got to have a strategy in place first.
No doubt about it. They really emphasize setting goals, defining your target audience, and tracking those results carefully. And speaking of reaching new audiences, working with those local influencers can be a game changer.
When we talk about influencers, are we talking like big-time celebrities?
Not necessarily. In fact, this guide specifically recommends partnering with micro-influencers.
Could you remind me what those are again?
Sure. So micro-influencers, they might not have millions of followers, but they have a really engaged audience in a specific niche. They've already built that trust with their followers, so their recommendations matter.
That's smart. So instead of trying to reach everyone, you're focusing on a community that's already interested in your area.
Exactly. And you don't need a huge budget either. Maybe offer a free product or service in exchange for a review, a shout out on their social media. It benefits both of you.
I like that collaboration, the mutual benefit. This guide also mentions cross-promotion with other businesses, which seems kind of related to that, right?
Absolutely. They have this example of a cafe partnering with a local bakery, promoting each other's products. Makes sense, right? Expands both of their reaches.
So many good tactics here. But I imagine it could get overwhelming trying to do everything at once. What does this guide say about managing all this and making sure you're actually getting results?
That's where analysis comes in. They really stress the importance of tracking your progress. Tools like Meta Insights, Google Analytics, these give you data on your likes, shares, follower growth, all that engagement stuff.
So you're not just posting and crossing your fingers, right? You got to analyze what's working, what's not.
Exactly. It's all about those data-driven decisions. If a certain type of post is doing well, make more like that. A specific hashtag is bringing in traffic. Use it more. And if something's flopping, don't be afraid to switch things up.
Makes total sense. Adapt and evolve as you learn. Now, besides tracking the data, are there other ways to get people talking about your brand, get that buzz going? I mean, word of mouth is still so powerful, right? Like people telling their friends. Does this guide talk about that at all?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They have a whole section on getting your followers to spread the word. One thing they suggest is asking happy customers to leave reviews on your pages, kind of like a digital testimonial, builds trust.
Reviews, yeah. I definitely check those before trying a new place, buying something online. They totally matter.
Huge. And this guide also encourages businesses to actively ask people to share their posts. Simple stuff, right? Tag a friend who would love this, or follow for more tips. Things like that.
Yeah, those little nudges can make a difference. So we've covered a lot here, tons of strategies. But I guess the main takeaway is growing a following takes time, right? Got to be consistent.
Exactly. They even warn against getting discouraged if you don't see results right away. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Stick with it.
I like that. It's a long game. But what's exciting is anyone can do this, right? Build a whole community online.
That's what's so cool about social media. It's really leveled the playing field. Small businesses, individuals, they have the same chance to reach people all over the world, just like the big companies.
It's kind of wild when you think about it. What would you say is the most important thing for our listeners to remember today?
I'd go back to that quality over quantity thing. Better to have, say, 500 really engaged followers, people who genuinely care about what you're posting, than 5,000 who are just scrolling past.
Totally agree. That connection, that's what matters. Anything else you want to leave our listeners with before we wrap up this deep dive?
Just this. Think about something you shared online, maybe a post or a video that really resonated with people. What made it work? How can you do more of that? Apply those insights to your whole strategy.
Love that. We often know what works deep down. We just got to tap into it. All right, we'll leave you with that to think about. Good luck out there on social media, everyone. Remember, be consistent, be authentic, and engage with your audience. Those are the keys